What's up, everyone? It is Monday. What date it is? Monday, September 9th. Awesome session. Last week was pretty lame. I didn't really do much for trading. There just really wasn't that many opportunities for me as far as FUS 4 patterns go. So I was very, lackluster in my trading. I wasn't aggressive on anything. There just really wasn't any opportunities out there. And if there's nothing there, you can't just sit around and force trades, or otherwise you're just going to lead to a lot of losses, which are totally unnecessary. So you got to wait for the right patterns to come in and hit them when they're there. And I'm still talking about and trading the same stocks that I was trading all last week that just didn't really do anything. So you got to have patience and wait for these patterns to break out to the upside. There's GSAT, which we ripped today, HXM. NBG was one that's been on the watch list, and we've traded, for the last couple weeks as well. So these are all stocks that have been on the watch list, and I've been waiting for them to, finally make some kind of move, and now they're finally starting to make moves today. So let's take first off, look at GSAT. Prior to today, I had been watching this stock even prior to Friday. We got in here on Friday. I first initially tried to buy in on this breakout here that was breaking out to the upside, completely failed right away. Also tried to get on in this round, completely failed right away as it hit that 70-cent level on this force pattern breakout. This is a force pattern that's breaking out here. There's really no resistance. The lead-in trend is neutral to bullish, followed by this perfect, three-phase breakout triangle candle. We got that first initial run up on volume. Here's phase 2 consolidation with consistent volume coming in, and now we're breaking out today huge, up 30% on a very, very large spike in volume. So this is a picture-perfect FUS 4 force pattern that's breaking out, and we're also, still under $1 per share, so that does have that kind of gold pattern sense, but usually gold pattern is when it breaks out over $1 per share. So GSAT, I've locked in 20,000 shares of profit already. Locked in about $2,000 in profit. Still have an unrealized gain of 2,100. So up over a little over $4,000 on this stock. I wish I would have loaded up more on this, but I was definitely a little sketched out because we had tried already previously 2 times to trade GSAT, but I failed both times because it quickly turned into a false breakout. So I had a feeling that that this stock was going to break out, but you really never know if and when it's actually going to hit that mark and just explode. But it did today, so I went in again and hit that breakout, and now it's up 30%, and we absolutely killed it on this stock today. Looking at the intraday chart here on GSAT, you can see this is the 5-minute chart. I got in back here at 65 cents. What was that, on Friday? As it looked like it was bouncing off the 13 EMA, and then today I said, as if this breaks out over 70 cents, which was also an F1 breakout here this morning, as soon as I ripped over the 70-cent to 69-cent level triangle pattern, this thing has just been completely ripping to the upside. Short-term profit target on here is going to be around $1 per share, as that's the next whole number resistance. I locked in most of my gains just to ensure that, I'm locking in on some of this strength. There's a lot of momentum, but with stocks that rip, 30%, especially a penny stock like this could easily drop, 10 to 15% tomorrow and come back towards the midpoint of the breakout candle and retest that area, which would be a definite potential buy area around 76 cents. But that's 10 cents lower than it currently is. So, I want to be able to lock in some of these profits before this stock, completely craps out. Maybe this is as high as it goes, but this momentum on this chart and this huge candle today, suggests, definitely potential for this to continue to rip it up higher. So love GSAT. Finally, this thing actually ripped for us. Congrats to all you guys who got in with me. I know some of you guys have been frustrated and sold, but you got to understand that none of these stocks, a lot of times these stocks, especially when we're buying pre-breakout like we did before on GSAT both times, there's a lot of times the stock might not ever break out. But if you get in pre-breakout, you're getting in at a great price, and you can take full advantage of these huge rips like we saw today on GSAT. Another one was HXM. This was a stock I totally screwed up on the trade, but this has been on the watch list for also over a week. We tried to buy in on this breakout the first time here, and it failed to break, and now I bought back in on Friday at 204. I sold I think at like 208 or something, made like a couple $100, and I got scared out of the position as there was some kind of news with Syria going out in the market. All of a sudden it tanked 100 points before it all of a sudden ripped back to the upside. If we look back at last week's stupid annoying candle on Friday, the market completely ate crap right off the 13 EMA resistance, so it looked like we were heading back in control of the bears. Then all of a sudden we just ripped it back up in the close and now are up 131 points today. So this whole Syria war mess, everything, it's sending a lot of mixed signals in the market, which definitely makes it much more difficult to day trade. And also with the market as it was below the 13 EMA, you definitely have to be way more careful with your swing trades. You can't just sit around and give it a lot of patience, because if the market continues to fall, your swings are likely not to bounce. But we did just get a nice bounce in the market. Now we're back above the 13 EMA. What's going to happen from here, who knows? As long as the serious stuff's going to go on, there's going to be different war news or whatever news coming out from Russia or whatever coming out overnight, which is going to send Dow futures and just stock futures in general into chaos, and it's going to send a lot of mixed signals as long as all this stuff is going on with Syria. So it's going to be a difficult time trading. Kind of like last week, there was just a bunch of news and random stuff, and it was just kind of a chop shop in the market, and made it difficult to try to gauge what's going on. It wasn't really a carefree like, oh, I can just hold this stock comfortably and not have to worry about it. But continuing forward, MBG, another one that I just bought into at through 425. Here, breaking into the close, we got an F3 breakout into the close, gapped open. Had that nice little dip into the previous or midday session, and now breaking out on an F3 into the close. So definitely a very bullish looking chart here, looking like we could be breaking out of this channel and continue upwards towards that $5 mark. HXM now breaking out very strong. Look at HXM ripping it up here. Just went from 246 to 265. Huge volume coming in. We just ripped right over the 50-day moving average there, so that probably just broke through that resistance. Looking very strong on HXM. I'm now up just shy of $2,000 on this stock. I'm currently up $5,200 today, so awesome session. Perfect revival pattern here on HXM. Definitely glad we got it back into this today. Would have been nice to I had 7,500 shares at 204, so would have been up very significantly on that position. Unfortunately, I got a little late in the 220s today. Now long about 7,000 shares of HXM. But what else we got? ZHNE. This one's definitely an iffy stock. We are in this consolidation pattern. Had this nice breakout here this morning, and now we came back and kind of just consolidated. I'm hoping to see a F3 breakout in the close, see some strength come up here. I only went long 2,500 shares because I don't have a whole lot of confidence in this stock chart, but it's definitely got potential, especially if we start pushing back over $3 per share. It's definitely going to be a barrier to breakout over, but it's kind of a survival pattern forming back up here on ZHNE. It's got potential, so I'm going to give it a small position, which is not going to give me a lot of risk there, but I'll be able to take a piece of the pie if we do see some continued upside momentum on ZHNE. But anyways, that's it for today's video lessons on these stocks. Currently up over $5,000 today. Can't be much happier with that. And hopefully we have continued momentum into this week, and GSAT we'll be selling that hopefully near $1 per share sometime this week.